6 months ago, I thought that I knew exactly where my life was going. Then in a matter of hours, I found myself laying in a hospital bed with 2 stents in my heart, wondering whether the life that I previously had was over. 9 episodes later, and I told you exactly how I've survived. Now, I'm gonna tell you what I'm gonna do with this new life that I have. As I look back on all the previous episodes, and more importantly, as I look back on everything that's happened in my life since my heart attack on February 15th, I'm still completely in shock at the fact that this happened. You know, I think back about the day that it happened, how everything was so normal, and then all of a sudden, the symptoms, they popped up. You know, I'm not gonna share the symptoms in this video, but I ignored all of the symptoms. I think back about that, you know, telling my wife, going to the hospital, ending up in the hospital, them rushing me in, you know, for the catheterization procedure, doing the procedure, the pain that was there in the chest, them telling me you're having a heart attack. Just, it's been really difficult mentally. And I think back on all those things and I'm reminded that I'm very blessed to be here. You know, I think about letting you guys in, whoever has watched this series, letting you in to all of my inner feelings on what has taken place, you know, and letting you guys know about when I first exercised again, when I first ran again, what it was like 100 days after, the idea if I'm ever gonna run a long distance race again, 100 miles or more. And it's been a journey. And at the beginning of this journey, I was letting you guys know about the worst day of my life. But somewhere along the way, it stopped being a story about what happened to me, and it became a story about what am I gonna do next. Very early on in this process, I quickly realized that this journey wasn't gonna be as much physical as it was gonna be mental. I always knew that there was a physical component to this. I had a heart attack. I couldn't, you know, I was in a lot of pain when it happened. When they fixed me, I felt better, but I still felt funny, and I couldn't do anything in the beginning without being exhausted. I didn't know how long it was gonna take for me to work out, run, do a bunch of different things again, that I'm now doing all of those things. But very quickly, I realized that what was going on between my head was actually gonna be probably the most difficult aspect of recovery from this heart attack. I realized, and I've shared in the other episodes and in some of my other content, that the goal was actually going to be learning to trust my body again. It failed me, and I felt that way. I felt in the beginning, I don't feel that way now. Now I have a lot more grace, but in the beginning, why did this happen to me? Why, I just ran the Miami Marathon. Like, I'm able to do all of these difficult things. How could this have happened to me? And I was very disappointed, I was sad, and I was very depressed. But I realized quickly that I was gonna have to learn how to trust my body again. And I did not know how, when, or why, or anything. I didn't know how I was gonna achieve that, okay? So very early on, cardiac rehab was the initial stage to me starting that process. I realized along the journey that I was trying to become the Mario that I was before February 15th, but I learned very quickly that I was gonna have to become a brand new version of myself, and grieving the old version of myself was something that I had to do along this journey as well. And if you've been here, then you've heard me share about grieving the person we were. Certain things about what you used to do and how you used to be that you have to come to terms and accept that, at least for right now, you might have to put some things on hold, or maybe forever. But we take it a day at a time. And now I realize that I don't want to go backward. I'm building the Mario of the future, and that is a blessing. My heart attack and this series has given me clarity, purpose, intent in my life. What do I want now? My major goals are fatherhood, God, fitness, content, doing what I'm doing now. I would love to make more and more videos to spread more awareness on the topic of heart disease. And what I've really come to grow passionate about is this: after you have a heart attack, these feelings and emotions that pop up, and how to navigate, maneuver, and deal with those things when they come up in your life. Because I've noticed a lot of people don't really understand how to navigate after this. I didn't, and still at times I feel very lost. But what I've realized is we're stronger together, and that's why I've built a community of people. And if you're watching this and you're a survivor or a family member, I hope that you subscribe and I hope that you follow along and find me on other social media platforms if you'd like, because I'm genuinely building momentum in growing a community that can help each other with the difficult situations that pop up in your head after a heart attack. Because there's very much a lot of things that nobody tells us about that we're going to incur and deal with after we have a heart attack. A lot of feelings, a lot of thoughts, a lot of emotions. Some of these can only be told to you by another heart attack survivor, which is one of my main driving forces right now, is being that advocate for the people who maybe can't voice how they're feeling. I want to help people to not have heart attacks, and I want to help people that go through them. I don't want to sleepwalk through my second chance at life. I want to make sure that there's a purpose here that's bigger than me, and I know that it is bigger than me. I still have huge goals. I'm going to push myself. I have intentions to run 100 miles, at least in a couple years. That's my goal. I'm going to be running 50Ks, marathons, 5-milers, working out, getting stronger, growing muscle, doing that, leading my family, writing books about this. I want to speak on stage about this. I want these series to continue. I want to keep making videos. I want you guys to follow along, and I want to bring as many people up and out of the gutter of feeling terrible after a heart attack as I can. I want to come up with strategies that aren't spoken of. I want to organize and structure them. I want to believe that there's a better day tomorrow, because I know that there is if I'm lucky enough to make it there. All of this. I want to get closer to God, closer to my family. I want my son to be a good man, my daughter to be a good woman. I have huge goals. These 2 stents in my heart, there's a lot riding on them succeeding, okay? And where do I go from here? I keep building. What I've been doing for the last 6 months is what I need to continue to do and only do more of. So in the beginning, I was timid, I was scared. I've grown more confident and less fearful. I need to do more of that. I need to just stack on top of everything that I'm doing. So that means more videos, more series, more weightlifting, more running, more exercising, making sure that I'm doing it all under a safe environment, more leading by example, more commitment to myself and keeping the word that I make to me so that I could be the best version for you. I want to figure out some way to meet some of the people that have been watching my content. If you've watched this entire series, seriously, thank you. Maybe you're a survivor. Maybe you're a family member of somebody that is a survivor. Maybe you're a family member of somebody that we lost. Maybe nothing has ever happened to you and you stumbled across me and want to know more about a 34-year-old having a heart attack. That's fine too. Whatever brought you here, please don't wait for a hospital bed to save and change your life, okay? If you notice that something's wrong with you, you have weird feelings, always act first, go to the hospital, call 911. Listen to your body. Tell the people that you love them. Hold your kids closer. Take the trip. Make the goals. Stick to the commitment to get to the goals. Lift the weights. Run the marathon. Do the thing. Write the book. And please, for me, a heart attack survivor with 2 stents in his heart, stop assuming and saying that you're going to get to it someday. That's not a day of the week. I got another chance, and I have been every single day using it, and I intend on continuing to use that second chance. This isn't the end of my story. It's literally just the end of chapter 1. Do me a favor, if you've gotten this far, please subscribe, follow along. This is the end of Rebuilding After Widowmaker, the series. However, this will serve as the beginning to a new series. I will still continue to be dropping videos every Sunday at 9 a.m. talking about whatever is going on and coming up with whatever series I decide and what direction I decide to take this in. So again, if you've watched this far, I love you, and I hope you continue to watch.